Hello and welcome to WashingtonExec's video series. I'm Amanda Ziadeh with WashingtonExec, and with me today is Leslie Harlien. She's the Vice President of State and Local Government and Education, Development, and Strategy at Dell Technologies. Thank you so much for joining me today, Leslie.
Well, thank you for having me, Amanda. Look forward to our conversation.
Me too. So earlier this year, we know the White House released the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. It's a historic investment in the nation's infrastructure with a specific focus on transportation. In what ways will technology play a role?
It's a great question. So technology is a vital role to our organization's infrastructure and resilience. And we've seen throughout the pandemic that having reliable, cost-effective means of transportation really supports the livelihood of our communities. But in order to have that safe, reliable means of transportation, you've got to have a modern technology infrastructure that's supporting it. And that's due to all the massive amounts of data that we're seeing both our public Department of Transportations and our public transit agencies using each and every day. If you look specifically at our public transportation entities and ways that they're using data to collect and process fares. They're using data to track on-time performance. They're using data to respond to emergencies and incidents. So we continue to see data just being crucial and then truly being data-driven entities. And if you look at our Department of Transportation, it's very similar. They're using data to really plan, design, and build and transform our transportation agencies. And we see them using data to collect and process tolls, for example. We see them using data to manage our traffic management systems, to respond to collisions. And again, in order to analyze all that data and process it and drive better outcomes, you've got to have that modern technology infrastructure running underneath it. And as we talk to our customers, we continue to see them leveraging IoT sensors, for example, and leveraging the data, say, for Department of Transportation from those sensors to prioritize when they get their money from the infrastructure bill. How are they going to prioritize and spend it and rehabilitate those roads that need it most, that are heavy traffic, have a lot of potholes, et cetera. So again, we see technology being crucial to our transportation agencies and how they're going to be able to respond and use this money effectively to have a better experience for all the citizens.
That makes sense. And are there any new technologies that are helping transportation organizations as they recover from the past 18 months?
Yeah, there's a couple that are top of mind. First, I would say private 5G communications. And why we see this being important is if you look at some of our State Department of Transportation agencies, some of their locations are out in more rural areas where your traditional 5G providers may not have adequate coverage. So we see private 5G capabilities really allowing them to expand and offer more of their services in a cost-effective manner, because private 5G allows for collection of massive data in a very secure and stable environment. And so we also see, and we're excited about this, we see some of our Department of Transportations even partnering with those local cities and the school districts to really help with digital inclusion, to making sure all citizens have access to services and that they can respond and provide remote learning and respond to all those citizens and students in a timely fashion. And then another one that we see top of mind is around computer vision. And so computer vision we see being leveraged to really drive situational awareness, to drive safety and security, as well as provide a better customer experience. A quick example of this could be on our public transit entities saying that on a track, for example, there's something in the middle of the track that could potentially be hazardous and it needs to get removed before that next train comes through, for example. We also see this technology being used to identify people that are in unsafe, restricted areas. But likewise, from a passenger experience perspective, we see this technology being used to say, hey, the trash bins are about to overflow. We need to go and we need to change them out before our next big crowd comes through to have that better experience. And then we also see it being used to look at crowded platforms and how they can redirect those trains and those buses and have more people in and out faster to create that better customer experience. So we're excited about both 5G, in particular private 5G and computer vision. And it's all about driving better outcomes for all of us citizens.
Yeah, you can tell the impact is pretty immediate from the examples that you shared. We also know that the proposed bill mentioned cybersecurity. Are transportations unique to cyber threats?
No, unfortunately, they're not unique. We've seen our state and local government customers as a whole be a target for bad actors for some time now, due to them being data-driven entities. We know every 11 seconds a cyber attack occurs. We've seen the number of cyber attacks, unfortunately, grow exponentially the past couple years. But we have some good news. We saw in 2020, 39% of cyber attacks were stopped. That's up from only 24% in 2019. So we're doing better, but we still have a lot of work to do. And our transportation entities, again, are no exception. I mean, just think about, downtime or critical applications being down. That could prevent us as we're traveling, either on the public transportation road, it could stop us, or using public transit. We won't be able to get to where we need to be in a timely fashion. So it's really important. So to that end, the infrastructure bill is looking to provide ways for our customers to really improve their cybersecurity posture and to provide them with funding to help them make more investments to ensure this critical data is protected so they can be up and running. And, a couple of things that we've also seen the White House even recommended this summer. They've even come out with some recommendations, for example, around how you should have a backup copy of your data offline from your network to make sure that it's truly isolated and that data is protected. So that way, if there is an attack, you can be back up and running and truly be cyber resilient. So we're excited. That's something, each and every day when we talk to our public transit customers, security is number one. It is always the first area of concern, and so making sure that we look at security from an end-to-end perspective is just crucial during these times. And so it's not just about the device. It's what do we do before they even get the device to make sure we have security built into the device, and it's truly intrinsic security. And then again, once they get that device to the data center, to the network, to the data center, to the cloud, and making sure that we can help them identify, detect, protect, respond, and recover if an incident does recur to keep them cyber resilient. So we're excited about that funding to really help provide more protection for our customers.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Leslie, for helping us unpack some of the transportation aspects of the proposed infrastructure bill. I appreciate you being here today.
Well, thank you, Amanda. I enjoyed it. Have a good day.
You too.